Hi, I'm Marie Wood. I'm an artist who's recently come to Westport.
What brought you to Westport?
How long is your film? Happenstance, really. We had planned originally to retire to Ireland at some stage, but let's just say a health issue occurred and was the catalyst for making us think about what we're doing with our lives, and here we are.
And had you heard of Westport?
We had indeed. In fact, we've looked at Westport more than anything because it's supposed to be really good for the arts, and is turning out to be, and a very lively, vibrant town, because we've looked at all sorts of videos from a person who pops them up on Facebook.
Not
informative.
Not to be mentioned. So how would you describe your art?
How would I describe my art? A bit different, really.
It is different. It's beautiful, actually. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. It reflects the way I see the world. I'm particularly interested, I suppose, in when people come up and say, I don't understand abstract art. And what I'm interested in is looking at the very abstract that you can get in the everyday. For example, if you're walking down the street and you've got a puddle, and the puddle is a reflection of reality, but it's an abstracted form, and so what I do, my work distills that experience of looking, if that doesn't sound too arty-farty.
And do you have an example of stuff that might remind you of daily life?
Oh, for example.
For example, yeah.
For example.
There's one there straight in front of you.
Well, this is slightly different in terms of a constructed assemblage, where what I find are particular objects, first of all, that really excite me because I think they're interesting to look at, or they're aesthetically pleasing. And then I'll find another object, and the two go together, and that sparks off an idea, whether it's a face or a form, which is often referenced in art history. This comes from pre-Raphaelites in terms of colour and so on. So all sorts of things can influence me.
So you've got a queen over here.
I've got a pair of queens.
Pair of queens, yeah.
As it were. Oh, sorry. And Elizabeth and Mary. I started off, I've been doing lots of collage of strong women, which I'm interested in, and portraying the strength and portraiture of strong women. And I made a collage, and then I was interested in making a painting, mixed media painting, from the collage, because that takes you on a slightly different journey. So I amalgamated the two images.
So you've heard of Grace O'Malley?
I have indeed.
And you're going to do one of her?
Well, why not? In fact, I did a project with, you'll laugh, I know everybody's related to Granny Whale.
A lot of people are, yeah?
Indeed. And so I think I used to teach, but I escaped. And when I was teaching, I did a programme with somebody who was related to Granny Whale. Her name is Kira O'Malley.
From Westport?
She's not from Westport, no. She's an artist who's, I think, working in Belfast at the moment.
Okay.
So that was a long time ago. Very talented artist she is too.
So you've got more work over here. This is an Asian element in this one.
Well, this is based on the notion of the geisha.
Geisha, okay.
So it's basically to do with, and masks. My notion of a geisha is looking at the mask that is worn, and also those connotations that you have behind the notion of geisha.
So this might be your puddle here, is it?
Well, actually, this is based on reflections from a harbour in Scotland.
Okay.
So I was just very, very interested in abstract water shapes that you get in, and reflections of boats. And then what happens as an artist, I become interested in the medium, which expresses how I viewed that image, working from a photograph. And so using collage kind of takes me on a different journey, if you like, of experimentation with materials, using the idea of the reflection, but becoming somewhere else, or going somewhere else because I've used the medium that creates a sort of abstract form which I become more interested in than the subject matter itself.
Okay. This one is?
This is called cruciform, and it's quite a a dark piece in terms of, obviously, it's a reference to Christ on the cross. I'm from an Irish Catholic background. I was influenced particularly by Grunwald's Eisenheim altarpiece, where you've got this tremendous figure of Christ on the cross, which is really, really expresses the pain of all that. And I found 2 pieces of wood that I've had for years, and I wanted to use them. And they kind of just came together in the simplicity of the form. And I think, for me, it's one of my most important pieces because it has a simplicity and gravitas which I wanted to capture, and so I did. I think.
You seem to have done that, yeah? So this one was more local then?
This was definitely a piece of work that I've produced in the last 6 months, inspired by being in the Westport area. And I have a little studio across from Crowpatrick. I stare at Crowpatrick every day. But one of the walks that I do is up a hill which has a particular lookout point which is glazed octagonally, and you get 360-degree view of Clew Bay. Now, in that 360-degree view, in all these panes of glass, you get reflections from all sides of the bay. And what I'm interested in is capturing the abstract again from my real experience of being in that area. And this is a sort of distillation of my joy at being overlooking Clew Bay and all those reflections.
So you're setting up an exhibition in the Clew Bay Hotel?
I am indeed. A fabulous spot and a real treat for any artist to be able to exhibit in such a really good space, well lit. We've been looked after extremely well. I think anybody would be really pleased to show here. So I have an opening on the 10th of April, so if anybody's around and want to pop in and have a chat, that would be great.
So the pictures will be here for a week before that then, yeah?
The pictures are here from now.
From now, to have a look at them, yeah.
To have a look, and they're on until the end of April.
So how did you get involved in art?
I've always been involved in art, always, ever since I could hold a pencil or build on a Manchester bomb site, creating sculptures and making things. I did go to art college in Birmingham. I also trained to teach art, but I escaped from teaching, which I loved, but I now feel privileged to be able to have spent the last 14 years as a professional artist.
Well, you're very welcome to Westport, and you're going to be a great addition to the town, I think, from what you say.
You don't know yet.
We think we're good judges around here.